The working environment is formal and well-regulated. If you're locked in with a boundary offender for 8 hours a day, you can draw a boundary that is tolerable according to the hierarchy. A contract protects you from the boss. If he or she expects you to do something outside of it, get proof of it and push it in his or her face. Find a coworker with whom the boundary offender shows similarly boundary offending behavior. If he or she continues, there are law enforcement organizations where you can report him or her. Your job should be perfect. If you are an essential employee, you can even sue in case of being fired. You can mirror your coworker's behavior, do the same or better what he or she does to you. He or she will not like it, and so you can make it his or her decision to leave you alone. If the employee works flawlessly but he or she is not tolerable as a human being, give him or her more responsibilities in his or her job so that he or she doesn't have the time and energy to mess up the work atmosphere or having a personal life at work. More work is meant as a reward, you are feeding his or her ego. In other cases, as a boss, you have the right to shape his or her working arrangement. Boundary offenders are able to behave as acceptable partners as long as their interests require it. This interest can be maintained in the long run by giving them what they want in portions. Once he or she has got what he or she wanted, he or she is not grateful afterwards, he or she is only enthusiastic before. I will start with 2 money-related solutions. If a boundary offender is financially weaker, he or she is easier to control. For example, a shared business, where the victim cannot be left out of the chain for any reason, and the boundary offender can get monthly money only through the victim. Boundary offenders can even be perfect bosses with their employees because they depend on them for their income, but they will surely take the tension they are suppressing at work out on someone else. Another idea is to have a child together, which the boundary offender alone doesn't have the budget for, but it's important that he or she wants to be a parent terribly badly. If they didn't want to be parents at all costs, they'll probably drop out of the story at some point. Ask yourself if you want to be a parent with a boundary offender, because the child will suffer, too. In any case, you have to give the boundary offender something that he or she needs and cannot get from anyone else on a long-term and regular basis. It can even be a sexual thing. If you have other ideas, please email or comment. Thank you. All our decisions have consequences. Sometimes we can only choose between 2 bad decisions. And the really big wrong decisions in our lives are derived from many smaller wrong decisions that seem right. At one time I was willing to believe that someone who was in a relationship was a happier person than someone who was single. But if you're not happy alone, you won't be happy in a relationship. And why would someone who is so happy alone want to spoil it by letting a boundary offender into their lives? I think that only 2 conscious and harmonious people can have an accepting and loving relationship. All other relationships are about fighting for control. Let's make our decisions consciously, carefully, and patiently, and do not let ourselves rushed. I wish strength and patience those of you who interact with boundary offenders on a daily basis. If you liked the video, please subscribe, like, and comment with your experience. If the channel is active, YouTube will bring it to more people. If you would like to share your story even anonymously, email me up to 2 pages and I may make a video of it as a demonstration. Thanks for your attention, have a nice day.
Bye!